DPH LA 031C84F disconnected.
Trees bend and lean when the cold wind blows. Power lines sag with the weight of the snow. Storms are gonna come, storms are gonna go. you should be here. I've got the covers pulled up to my chin. Sent you a key so you can let yourself in. I'll be your respite for the bitter winter wind. You should be here. Spring blossoms hide beneath the frost. Summer seems so far away. But with you in my bed, I'll be warm toe to head. No need for a summer day. I hear the cars go by in the rain. Their headlights dance on my window pane. I'd give anything just to see you again. You should be here. Spring blossoms hide beneath the frost. Summer seems so far away. But with you in my bed, I'll be warm to the head. No need for a sunny day. I hear the cars go by in the rain. Their headlights dance on my window pane. I'd give anything just to see you again. You should be here. You should be here. Good evening. There's 30 of you, but it will grow, I would imagine. Hi, everybody. Tonight, I'm going to be running my mouth, so I might as well talk about stuff right away. Talk about what the song, where these songs come from. Some of them, You Should Be Here, was me basically trying to write something that was even akin to a jazz standard. That was me thinking about what it's like to lie awake, waiting for someone to come to the door that you might love or want. So that's where that, right? That's where take that, Sean McGowan. Yeah, he actually likes very much the way I play guitar and chase it around. Hi, Kathleen Maguglia Politico. Good to see you, sweetheart. So yeah, that's where that song cometh from. Me trying to chase around with somebody like Sean or Tuck Andrus, or there's some videos out there with Joe Pass playing long before these guys, or long before a lot of us were even born, and shredding it like that. Nice to see you too, Nancy. But yeah, it could stand as a jazz standard. It really, I think it could. But that was me. That was me writing as if I was. And there's a lot of that in what I do. There's a lot of me writing as if I was somebody. Yeah, Great American Songbook. You bet, Dan. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of back and forth, me running my mouth with you tonight. I hope that's okay. I think it scared the hell out of a bunch of people, because there's usually there's like 40, maybe I guess 50 people might show up at some point, but people are like, I don't want to know what these songs are. So I'll put it to you before the questions start. Let me play this. I'm going to play a cover tune, and you can tell me what tune I got out from this cover tune. One of a kind love affair is the kind of love that you read about in fairy tale. like the sun that shines on a rainy day's cloud of love. A one of a kind love affair is. Your down is up and your up is down and love stays around. And you know you're right, but you gotta make a little sacrifice. You're making for love. Whoa, whoa. I never thought about the day would come. No more. She would leave without goodbye. Yes, sir. She wrote a line or two upon the wall. She said, I'm leaving you, but I love you too. I can't stay with you. I mean, this very day I could never say a discouraging word. Cause I love you. It is a very cool, low-key kind of song. You're right. One of a kind love affair is. Hate to say, girl, I told you so, but you gotta go. There won't be a fight, cause your love is right, but you're leaving wrong, wrong, wrong. One of a kind love affair is. Realize you finally have to pay the price. You know you're right, but you gotta make a little sacrifice. You make it for love, hey. I never thought about the day would come. She would leave without goodbye, yes sir. She wrote a line or two upon the wall. If he's leaving you, but I love you too. I can't stay with you. I do this very day. I could never say a discouraging word. Cause I love you. Oh, oh yes, Serena. One of a kind love affair. You make a lame man walk, make a blind man talk about seeing again. Oh, Lord, I wanna stay around it. I sure am glad I found it. Woo, yeah, baby, yeah. You wanna know what this song turned into for me? You can live on pie and whiskey, but you surely won't live too long. One is as sweet as your very first kiss, the other gonna go down the straw. Neither one will sustain you. The other make your belly lame and go wrong. You can live on pie and whiskey, but you surely won't live too long. You can sing yourself a lullaby like your mama sang to you. Hers was just like a ringing a bell. Yours is like a worn-out shoe. She had a voice just like honey. Yours just like leather nails and glue. You can sing yourself a lullaby like your mama sang to you. I never thought about the day would come. She would leave without goodbye. She wrote a line or two upon the wall. You can cry, cry, cry like no tomorrow, but yesterday had come and gone. Hijack the pie and the whiskey, kidnap your mama's soul. Oh, one of a kind love affair is. Make a lame man walk, or make a blind man talk about seeing again. Oh yeah, I wanna be around it. Sure am glad I found it. Ooh, yeah, baby. One of a kind, one of a kind. You can live on pie and whiskey, but you surely won't live for too long. Yeah, yeah. Where is it? There I was, working at the window, turning pennies and paychecks into savings and loans. Reach for the ceiling, she said, the gun's quite loaded. Fill the bag up with big bills, I'll be gone. Caught her eyes underneath the bandana. Wild as fire, that's when I fell in love. Everybody lay down, count to 100. Except for you, boy, 'cause I'm taking you hostage. What's that I feel between my shoulder blades, like ice cold steel? She explained it was a pound of adventure, 16 ounces of cure for this hard world. Pound of prevention, 16 ounces of cure for this hard work. Do as I tell you, you'll be alright. Don't try nothing funny, I'll let you stay alive. A woman like you seem so bright. Why you wanna lead a life of crime, baby? I've tried it your way, but I got burned. I thought I had a job and a good man, but I had a lot to learn. Found out quickly the real road to success, sense of security is all wrapped up in this here. What's that I feel between my shoulder blades, like ice cold steel? She explained it was a pound of prevention, 16 ounces of cure for this hard work. Pound of prevention, 16 ounces of cure for this hard world. Yeah. The idea of this opportunity came to me in the frame of a young man. I stole some of that idea from Joan Armour Trading. There was this woman in trouble with the law, but she had gone much further. This was more like a follow-up song. This was really the answer to that song after that woman had gotten picked up and gotten tossed over by that friend, got sort of blackmailed. She came out of jail. She came out and did this. Hot water Chevy. I swear to God, she did it with just one hand. Blue lights flashing in the rearview mirror. We took the back roads and we lost the line. Man, a deserted rest stop somewhere on the highway. She taped my ankles and then she tied my hands. Gunned the motor, blew me a kiss, sped off into the sunset, never to be seen again. Finally got myself untied, but I sat bolt upright. By my side was a bag full of $1,000 bills on the ground. She stole my heart, Lord. She left me here with this pound of prevention, 16 ounces of cure for this hard work. Pound of prevention, 16 ounces of cure for this hard work. Yeah, yeah, done did the deed. So that's where that song came from. And it is also not being a real big fan of social justice songs. This is a woman who was in total control and taking what she felt like was hers. And this guy showed her a modicum of respect. So she hooked him up, showed some grace, showed that she knew what to do with an ally. So in a lot of ways, this is a social justice song, but with all the crappy pretense that those songs can have. Man, I'm really opinionated tonight. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. A pound of the venture. A pound of the venture. Yeah. Yeah, this is fun to talk about them. What else you got here? Frank, you haven't missed much. I think, like somebody said, we were 4 songs in at that point. So yeah, maybe even less than that. I'm not sure. What did Nancy? You asked for something earlier in the day, and I can't remember what it was. I was hoping you'd ask it here. But yeah, go ahead and ask for something. I'm watching my heart, Andrew Vogel. I'm watching my heart. It was just a little movie song, I think. Boy, you're asking for a hard one. Let's see if I can get through that one. And one of 2 of these things. Well, let me take these 2 for now. I'm watching my heart was kind of the by the time I get to Phoenix my way, as best as I could do. Trying to do something here, Nancy. Yeah, I'll play Old White Man if you want to know what it's about. See if I got I'm watching my heart for you, Drew. I can't be your guardian angel. I can barely watch over myself. You're wasting your dreams and your wishes on me. They should be for somebody else. They should be for someone who do more than listen. I'm holding your hand, but I'm out at arm's length. I'm keeping my distance. I'm hearing you tell me your story. You're telling your story. I'm watching my heart. There's a street light that shines in your window as you sleep unaware through the night. I could sit here and watch you for hours and hours. Your face and your eyes and the light. Find time to whisper I love you. You can't hear me. I'm holding your hand, but I'm out at arm's length. I'm keeping my distance. I'm hearing you tell me your story. You're telling your story. I'm watching my heart. Every lullaby that I've ever heard, it's been somebody lying, trying to get me to sleep. Now I'm old and I'm restless, ain't nobody singing, and there's no guarantee I'd listen if they did. I'm kissing your face in the morning. I'm handing your towel to you through the door. I'm doing the breakfast dishes. I'm wearing your robe. It don't fit well, laughing. I'm driving this daydream. I'm halfway to Jersey. I'm holding your hand, but I'm out in arm's length. I'm keeping my distance. I'm hearing you tell me your story. You're telling your story. I'm watching my heart. So yeah, that was just a story song. The little movies that I was making in my head. And I'm sure there's a line in there that I feel was stolen from Tom Waits. And the line would go, driving this daydream, I'm halfway to Jersey. Because it's just like, boom, like why would I use the word Jersey? Just because it's just such an odd destination for that moment. Halfway to Jersey. Just very Tom Waitsy, but with the sweetness of maybe a Kenny Rankin or somebody like that. That's where I was heading with that. Yeah. So hi, B-Son. Hello, Beanstone. Good to see you. Yeah, Andrew. That was. Oh, and oh yeah, somebody said. Somebody said this. If you were a movie, I would be the rest of the story. Little bits and pieces scattered across the curtain room floor. If you were a picture, I would be the crack in the sheetrock wall, right with a nail with it, never quite strong enough to hold on. If you were a championship home run, I would be the center fielder's glove. I never heard the cheer for the catch. Never stood a chance with your love. If you see you in these things, and even one or two of these things, if you were a racing car, I would be your racing car tire, happy going round and round. Oh, while you set the track on fire. If you were a summer breeze, I would be your squeaky screen door, like the kids that we dreamed of having, that slam as they run through heaven. If you were 1993, when you up and hit the road, if you were the queen of Heartbreak City, if I had the patience of Joe, if you see you in these things, and even one or two of these things. And Nancy wanted to know about why I used 1993. It wasn't I was particularly left in 1993. I think I used 1993 because it was just far enough away in the past, just almost 20 years by the time the song came out. If you were 1993, when you up and hit the road, that's 20 years gone from him. Hasn't had the patience of Job. That's where he's waiting so long you can't believe it. If you see you in these things, and either one or two of these things. And the last verse. If you were my very last day on earth, when you have left, if you were my very last day on earth, and you spent it sleeping, I would tiptoe through this town, murder anybody that made a sound. That's some pretty extreme shit. If you see you in these things, and even one or two of these things. If you see you in these things, and even one or two of these things. I remember I played this for David Wilcox, and he wanted that. He wanted a cap on the end of that. He wanted something like, if you see you in these things, and even one or two of these things, well, that would be just what you deserve. If you see you in these things. No, I'm not going to answer that question, Amy. No, that's what Wilcox wanted to. See those dots after the if you see? That's exactly what I'm doing. If you see you in these things, and even one or two of these things. Look in the mirror, bitch. You're just like, no, if you see you in these things, and even one or two of these things. It's got its own head shape. Yeah, that's how that song goes. Yeah, I'm never putting the cap on that. You put the cap on it. Yeah. What's wrong with fried chicken liver? Yeah, Michael, I'm with you. I'm not fixing that song. Well, it's not really a murder ballad because it's all if stuff. Now, he would do anything for her. The narrator would do anything for this loved one. So there's that. Yeah, what else you got? Hey, hand back the keys. It's just, what was I thinking when I wrote it? I think this is right out of something like Justified. Or one of those shows on TV. Just something off of cable. What made you think that gas station like Better Call Saul, greatest idea on the way to the airport? Now I'm holding your hand, ruin your shoes, you're late for the flight. It's connects you Columbus. I can't wait here with you. Got that old dog at home, that's Bessie. She blind and half crazy. Don't take kindly to strangers, but she surely like you. And them peanut butter crackers just slipped under the table. When you first came to visit, the tail just a wagging. I remember the day. Now you hand back the keys and you're going away. If I was a gay man, my troubles would be over. I'd just date your cousin. He's a nice enough fella. Damn that afternoon when he'd introduce us. Your eyes just like magnets, your laughter like church bells. We talked until sunup. The next thing I knew, we were hauling that mess. the roof of your car, clear across the avenue, scuffed up the edges. When it dragged on the sidewalk, then up 3 flights of stairs to the end of the hall. Now you hand back the keys like that was nothing at all. Now during the solo, I can talk a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely Bessie at the top of that song, because she was a dog of a certain character. I guess there's a lot of Loudon Wainwright in this song. If I was had to like. Now you pat yourself down in a big wide-eyed panic. Your ID and your tickets, your phone and your passport on top of the dresser. You just now remember. So I take the next exit and I turn us around, and we'll try this tomorrow or the next day I'm free. We'll call up the airline for a refund and see if you'll rebook that ticket. Until then you leave these. It's just straight up dysfunction. La da da dee. Have a good night, John. You go to Scoot so you can get on your kayak early in the morning. Sounds great. Good for you. Yeah. Hey, it's 8 o'clock. Let me do a little commercial here. 10% of whatever I come up with tonight, if you guys decide to, folks, guys, to drop something in my bucket. Yeah, that's total fiction. Who asked that? Yeah, Frank, there's nothing. Why did I cut out the chorus on the album version? I mean, the end, la da da dee, la da da dee da da dee. No, I just wanted to get out. I think I just wanted to get out. I just wanted to leave the audience with their own chorus, I think. Found in translation. It's Boston located. They have a twofold mission. They give low-income bilingual women an opportunity to achieve economic security through the use of their language skills, and they reduce the ethnic, racial, and linguistic disparities in healthcare by unleashing bilingual talent into the workforce. So basically, they take people that are struggling but have mastery of a multitude of languages and turn them into translators of sorts. Isn't that fabulous? I've given to them before. I am kind of recycling my giving. I'm going back to places that have given stuff. I've given stuff before and given again. Deb in a Wheelchair says it's an amazing program. I'm glad to hear that. I just kind of went fishing around for some of these programs. Dysfunction Junction. That's like that's one of those kid shows that the Muppets gone really bad. I'm celebrating my 83rd birthday. No, you're not, Michael. Are you? Which Michael is that? Kermit on crack. Beeson, seriously? So yeah, that's what this program is about. And I'll give a little piece of something for the something on that. And did somebody have something else they wanted me to play and talk about? Hitman. Oh yeah, Hitman. I'll play that. I'll be 83 in August. Probably shouldn't drive at night. Added at this race slick road. Even in the crack headlight, it's really just a feather. Sorry I ran into you. Here's a roll of $100 bills. Curtis and Avenue. 80 years to give you wrinkles. Wrinkles never hide the eyes. Eyes are always a dead show giving way, even through the best of skies. Kid, you got the kind of face I can tell you anything. It's been a long time between confessions, the peace that might bring. A good hitman learns to hide the powder burn. Pull the trigger in the glove, take another name forever. Take you the one you love. I've been coaching Little League. I know all the children's names. It's nothing like my tulip garden or my toy electric trains. Then they came to Inglewood shootout. We all together with the wind. The pedals from a late spring dogwood. Never did we see them again. That was back in '67. You think I'd settle far away? Keep a close eye on the city, 'cause this is my Yankees way. Kid, you got the kind of face I could tell you anything. It's been a long time between confessions, the peace that might bring. A good hitman learns how the powder burns. Pull the trigger in a glove, take another name forever. Take the little one you love. Someone's always got an axe to grind. Some kid I'd never seen before. Some son of a job I'd done. Some kid out to even score. Maybe I'm a kitchen whisperer with his mama's in her gym. Maybe number one on his hit list. My good fortune running thin. You seem to be a nice young fellow, and I know it's getting late. No need to trouble 911. I memorize your license plate. Kid, you got the kind of face I can tell you anything. The piece that might bring. A good hitman learns how the powder burns. Pull a trigger in a glove, take another name forever. Take you the ones you love. So I had 2 gigs in upstate New York. They weren't that far enough away from each other to get 2 different hotels. So I got this motel, ground floor thing. And while I was sitting with the door open, it was a warm spring day. I could look out onto the street, and this big caddy went by. Old caddy. The guy was driving, and he looked pretty old. And he drove by real slow. He wasn't looking at me, but he looked like he was looking for somebody. And I said, ooh, that dude looked like he might be a hitman or something, looking for somebody. But a really old hitman. So I made this story up. I didn't know. That's why I used rather than go with the Red Sox or something. He was just far enough away from New York to follow the team, but be out in radar of some long retired policeman. He's still out there somewhere. But he got a score to settle. He was driving by really slow. Yeah, I love telling that story. That's a fun story to tell. Um, yeah, I'm glad you like that story. That story is like Mike from Breaking Bad. Kind of older and more decrepit than that. Trust. Damn, Frank, Trust. Trust was just a I'm generally a very stable guy. Let me do that before I get to Trust. Leaving Avon has a particular story. I think I was about to head out with George Carlin or somebody or other. And it was a real opportunity for me, so I needed to get out of. I needed to get out of some shows. So we were honoring shows that were really coming right up. But there was one show in Avon, Massachusetts. I'll never forget it. I don't remember what church basement it was. Everybody was saying, "Good luck. We'll book you again next year." We haven't put out any posters or anything, so it's really not a terrible deal. Good for you. But this minister that was running this show was livid that I would bail on his show like 4 or 5 months out. Oh, that's part of our season, blah, 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 and so on, the whole thing. Almost a half a year out before the show. And I said to him, I said, I hope at some point you can forgive me for this. Like they did for what's her name that played at the Lincoln Monument. Daughters of the American Revolution didn't want her to sing at in the hall at the Lincoln Monument, so she did a concert on the steps. Marianne Anderson. And once they got over their racism and realized how good she was, they had her come inside to sing. And I told this guy, I said, hopefully one day you'll let me come back inside and sing. So that was the impetus for this song, and the rest of the story just grew up around it. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I left that it turns out this guy went somewhere else and started a coffee house. It was really a lot about him. He really wanted to have a coffee house under his belt, and he ended up playing at his own coffee house and everything. Here it is. I'm leaving Avon forever. I'm leaving Avon forever. I'm leaving Avon forever, and it's through no choice of mine. I'm leaving Avon forever. Leaving Avon forever. Leaving Avon forever, and it's through no choice of mine. There's a woman down in Avon, got a husband gunning for me, but she sits staring out the window. He jumps through the phone as it rings, and the preacher down in Avon wrote an angry letter to me. He said I won't be invited back. Never bother quoting scripture. I guess he didn't want to waste Now that just don't sound like the Jesus he preached about on Sundays. So I'm leaving, leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, and it's through no choice of mine. Leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, and it's through no choice of mine. It's a good thing that it's raining, a good thing that it hollows this departure. The only ones to notice are the widows and the veterans on their porches and verandas, just sitting and rocking and remembering. And I guess that it's the blessing that they don't come to the railing and ask me where I'm going. I would have to give a reason for leaving Avon forever. I'm leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, and it's through no choice of mine. So long to the peach trees, the rolling golden meadows on the south side of this town. All the fruit will be indifferent to whether I'm there or not come picking time. Farewell to the children that play hide and seek beneath the clotheslines in these backyards. There's one there with a twinkle in her eye. I swear she might be mine. As I pass by St. Alicia's, all the nuns look very busy, and the only one to notice makes the cross upon her forehead. And my bag won't make me weary, 'cause it isn't very heavy. My best is left behind me now. It's a $10 pawn shop legacy. It's a blushing bride sunset, so I head for that horizon. West is my direction. It's as good a way as any. For leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, and it's through no choice of mine. I'm leaving Avon forever, I'm leaving Avon forever, leaving Avon forever, and it's through no choice of mine. I'm leaving Avon forever. Hey, yeah, yeah. I'm leaving Avon forever. Leaving Avon forever. It is like a Hallmark movie. There's some lines in there that are some of my favorites. Blushing Bride, Sunset. And the fruit will be indifferent come picking time. Yeah, I love telling that story. I don't know what happened to that guy. But yeah, I'm glad you dug it. I'm glad you dug it. Frank, trust is just it's a batch of disparate images that just roll by. I'm going to do it later because it's the same tune, same key as the tune I just did, and that's a little bit close. Let me catch up on that later. Remind me a little later, Frank, for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun telling these stories. I got more. If you got time, I got the stories. Uh, I'm thinking maybe I should play the maybe I should play the song and then tell the story rather than tell the story in the middle of the song. I'm kind of like telling the story in the middle of the song because there's solos that I don't have to take. Is it the Unitarian Church on near campus by University Hospitals? No, it was actually Avon, Massachusetts. If you were really asking, Joni, that's where this gig was. Tell us a story that you're dying to tell. I got nothing. Dragonfly wings. Wow, let's see if I can even get through that. It's been a while. I knew where you're going, and while you're on the wing, you left behind a green-eyed girl, and she still sings about you. You were her whole world. I'm gonna tell the story first, because it'll give this song so much more context. This is a song I wrote for Tracy Grammer when Dave Carter died. Because he was quite a shaman. And I firmly believe he came back as a dragonfly. And my greatest wish for her was not to have to live in his shadow forever. I don't think she did. Not because of the song. I made the rest of the song up around it. And I saw a dragonfly after he died. I saw a dragonfly at my next gig on stage. And then I saw one in the dressing room trying to get out. I did all I could to get that dragonfly out of that dressing room. I was running and opening doors and stuff. So this will always be for Tracy and Dave. I knew where you're going and why you're on the wing. You left behind a green-eyed girl and she still sings about you. You were her world, you were her everything. You made a promise that she'd never have to live without you. The timing of your return could be more tragic. You got it hard now, don't go in for magic. Do you believe that you're the king of everything with your dragonfly wings? Of all the miles and miles of sky that should have been, and this is where they bring you. I'm your breezy lullaby, you watch you take a love. What did you forget? She never did go in love. Comes a time you'll have to find another place to hover. She believes in fields of green and other places you can see. She let you go where the rivers flow, now you should do the same. Do you believe that you're the king of everything with your dragonfly wings? Of all the miles and miles of sky that could have been, this is where they bring you. You and your familiar rulers of your corner of the sky. And when the whole thing comes undone, you just couldn't be nice. But she's the one who pays the price. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beating iridescent mermaid, summer evening sun. I'm gonna find I'm gonna find that lyric because I need it. Drag Dragon. Dragon. Wings. Let's see, I need to find this lyric because you folks deserve to hear this last verse anyway. Let's see. Yeah. You'll find it. Here it comes. Iridescent memory, summer evening sun. Have a little mercy on the newly unloved. Cause if she sees you on the wing, she never will be done. Broken-hearted second chances better than none. She's sure to recognize you as you're sweeping for your thrill. Spread your fascination to the children on the hill. Do you believe that you're the king of everything with your dragonfly wings? Of all the miles and miles of sky that could have been, and this is where they bring you. Do you believe that you're the king of everything with your dragonfly wings? And this song also, I was listening to an album by Shelby Lynn, who at one point was Steve Earle's sister-in-law, but a wonderful singer-songwriter in her own right. And she had a song out called I Thought It Would Be Easier, and I advise you to look it up. It's a badass song. It's wonderful. There's a keyboard part in the Shelby Lynn song that I tried to imitate on the guitar that ended up being imitated on the keyboards on the song on the album. And that part just jingles all the way through as if it was a reminder as the wings are beating against the air. Yeah. So that's where that song comes from. Inspired by one thing and then finished by another, which is Andrew Vogel. Do not swallow my pick. Okay. What about the story involving the glass bottle and the Phillips head screwdriver? The glass bottle and the Phillips head screwdriver. I can't figure out what you're talking about, Andy. I don't know. No, the show didn't take a break. I just needed to find stuff. That's all. Yeah, I love that song though. I need to relearn it and repolish it because it's a fun place to live. Amy says this song is brutal. Yeah, it's tough. It's got a loving feel to it, but it's tough. This song is about somebody, a friend of mine that I just watched, just boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend to find one that made sense. And so I wrote this for her. I hope he's the one this time. And he sees you as a mystery. And he doesn't mind some history. And understands that goodness doesn't spring from nowhere. I hope he's the one this time. I'll pray to God that he's an A1 listener. Fingers crossed that he's a kick-ass kisser. And he holds your hand for no good reason. Who'd hold against you all you meant to someone else? What fool will leave you broken like the last one always does? I hope he's the one this time. May your party go on uninterrupted as your heart gets reconstructed. You untie the pretty bows of compromise. Cue up the band, dry your eyes. Say that he's the one, 'cause maybe he's the one. I hope he's the one this time. I like that line too, Joan, as your heart gets reconstructed. Part of that's a little bit stolen from a Michael Frank song called Time Together, which I also heartily recommend if you want to hear a heartbroken song about a pet that was lost. And yeah, yeah, I love this song so much. And thank you, Kat, for making it yours. But yeah, Paul Reiser is flipping out over this song too. So yeah, yeah, there's a lot of names from the past tonight. Well, you notice my brother isn't here. I think he might be pissed at me. He keeps sending me videos of people getting beat up, and I told him to stop. So I don't know if he's out there waiting for. I think he might be pouting, but I kind of wish he was here, because I'd play his song if he was. Otherwise, no. Karen said she's clapping. You just can't see her emoji. That's cool. Yeah, it was. I bet he's waiting for the story behind Icarus. I bet he is. I just don't want to see people getting beat up. It had nothing to do with being a brother. Somebody asked for this. I was such a strange boy. 40 years or so back then. Fat with big thick old glasses. I had trouble making friends. Cruising through my neighborhood. Could easily come to no good end. I stumbled into the workshops of old white men. Call your mother, you can stay. That's about all they'd ever say. Take the lid off of some old wooden box, and inside was lead gem, made of string and spring wood glue. Right then and there, I'm sure I knew firsthand the raw ingredients of old white men. Old white men get teary-eyed December 7th. Old white men salute every flag they see. Old white men didn't care how cool I could be. A drop of glue due to helping men. Put the cap on when you're through, said old white men. It was all ball-peen hammers and calipers, dovetail joints and acetone, tubes and printed circuits, screws and spokes and wheels. The difference between truth and opinion. If you're old enough, be sure you vote. And never trust a woman wearing more than 3-inch heels. Old white men living cross-cut chainsaw lives. Old white men, they don't talk back to the wives. Old white men, thanks to them, I can sharpen your kitchen knives with a stone. Sometimes when I'm alone, I wonder what became of old white men. Do they synchronize their watches? There's on and on-time marches. Do their belts need extra notches as their waistlines grow big and round? I call their wives up often and I carry their husbands' coffins as these gray hairs of my own chase me down. Over the years I outgrew my awkward situation. I went to college, joined the cause, became the black man I never was. And over the years I learned to view old white men with suspicion, 'cause I'd heard the world was run and ruined by old white men. Great solo too, I don't mind. Do it again. Last Thursday I was hunched over my Briggs and Stratton mower, trying to adjust the carburetor when this kid come bending my ear. Always bugging me when I'm working. So I said, make yourself seem useful, son. Clean the carbon off that spark plug, wipe it down, and hand it here. Oh, white man, look me squarely in the eyes. Oh, white man, they look right past my skin. Oh, white man, I can hear the voice so clearly. Are you gonna just stand there with that cinder block, son? I'll make it so these pieces fit again. That song, thank you. That song is a tribute to these old white guys that have taken me under their wing to do these model airplanes, and to other old white guys that have thought I had something to offer, like Tom Rush and Tuck Andrews and these musical people that took me and thought I had something going on. Livingston Taylor and Earl Stahl, Don Srell, Dave Stott, Bob Thompson, Al Lawton. These are all my model airplane guys. Some of them World War II vets that are long past, but really thought I had something to offer. So I'm always out to make an ally out of somebody. I always feel like I can call somebody in because they called to me and gave me something that I can from which to launch. I don't know how many of you. I don't know what your politics are out there, but there's a yeah. Well, Vic Nippert is still around. Yeah, he's not the party, but he's certainly an old white man, and he's a great model airplane builder, and occasionally dating your mom. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel like it's almost an odd Zen kind of thing that these old conservative cats would be in my bucket at some point, in my purview, and then give me this view of how kind and Zen I can be to anybody and everybody, because that's how they were to me. So that's where that song comes from. It's a lot of images stuck together, and the last image is of me with this little kid in my face. I've mentored some kids in modeling and music and such, and looking me in the face as the old white man. That's when it does it transcends color when it comes to that kind of mentorship. It does and it doesn't. I mean, some of that is certainly more a whole lot of little black kids out there that need mentoring, but it certainly is a lot of white kids out there that if they end up in positions of power, should certainly remember the black that they come from. How about that? Yeah. Oh, I've got my philosophizing thing over here, but I'm not going to put it on yet. But yeah, there you have it. Katie, Garth, Amber, Teresa, and all the Vance fam that cannot join us, unable to join us. Yeah, indeed, Andy. Thank you for that shouting of outness. Cat Adams' politics is love everybody. Well, that's great. That's great. That's a and her husband says, I'd amend that with initially. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, that's a great way to approach it, Kat. Yeah, it's good luck with that. Yes, mentoring because you want to transcend race. No, not yet. I want them to acknowledge race. There's a whole lot of acknowledgement that needs to happen before people transcend it. Before it's, yeah. And work like hell to make the idiots learn something. You bet. Yes. Karen, did you ask for something? I thought you had asked for something earlier. Oh, Cousin Shelley. Somebody was asking for Cousin Shelley. Off Salinas on your knees in the bokeh of his boat, where you keep that lovely figure with your finger down your throat. And all I ever wanted was this song here that I wrote. Cousin Shelley's station wagon and you. We were wise as sideways glances and all staying up as dawn, making love in that old Chevy parked on Cousin Shelley's lawn. Now you're pretty well past 50 and your tooth enamel's gone. And I know I'll never get this message through to you. I've seen you work your magic up on the silver screen. Play the part of the woman, the mother of the girl you used to be. It wasn't the auditions that took you away from me. We just drifted apart. Hollywood, Philadelphia. It's a little bit of me in this. I don't because I know there's some people. Just the other day, I got a Facebook message from somebody who sat in front of me in homeroom, and they were like, "Oh, you're so famous now," and I'm sure hoping that things are going well with you. God bless you, and such. But then I just made up this image, and it's very Tom Waits-ish. Because he's such a great storyteller and can start with almost nothing. You're right, Nancy. Cousin Shelley died like 10, 11 years ago, and I traded in that wagon for a minivan with mileage so low, you'd swear I drove it off the lot brand spanking new. But it's a 92. Goddamn this computer, you can look up anything. It's like potato chips, crack with its addictive wiring. I'll shut it down, the screen goes back, and I'll remember saying, in Cousin Shelley's station wagon, where you... That's a nice choice to ask about. Yeah, so that's where that song came from. All those little scenarios are just stuff I dream up in my head. I searched for a long time for a town that sounded decent on the West Coast, away from me, where I usually work, and I went with Salinas. It has boats somewhere, and a little bit hoity-toity, and off Salinas, on your knees in the bulkhead of his boat, where you keep that lovely figure with your finger down your throat. It's kind of shock folk, like Hand Back the Keys. You know, I got a lot of songs that throw it up in them. I don't know what that's about. Strange. Bad for me. Bad for me is just a bad movie. It's just a bad movie, Beeson. You ain't a bad person, you just bad for me. You ain't a bad person, you just bad for me. It's not that you're no good, we're just no good for each other. You ain't a bad person, you just bad for me. You're generally decent people, don't you get me wrong. Whenever we're together too long to validate your sense of purpose and your self-esteem. You ain't a bad person, you just bad for me. Oh, shoot, I gotta look that one up too. I don't play it out. I never play Bad for Me out. Isn't that funny? Let me get the lyrics to that one, because that one's fun too. Yeah. Let me. A couple minutes with you and I'm covered in dirt. I'm robbing and I'm stealing and my feelings get hurt. Calls end up in dishes, foreheads end up with stitches. You ain't a bad person, you just bad for me. You told me ditch your sister cause she just like you. I guess you wasn't kidding cause she crazy too. No mean to cast aspersions on your family tree. You ain't a bad person, you just bad for me. Bridge. Every time you show up, you disrupt my life. I'm waking up hungover with my neighbor's wife. Whenever you're around me, trouble never fails to find me. You ain't a bad person, but you ain't a bad person, you just bad for me. You ain't a bad person, you bad for me. I'm drinking, I'm smoking. I'm drinking, I'm smoking. I end up in Hoboken without a subway token. I wouldn't be in jail if you wasn't so outspoken. You ain't a bad person. You just bad for me. That's so funny. I never play that up. I just never play it out. So it's always crazy to try to remember. Donna says, I always yell, bridge, right along with you, bridge. I had to call Abby Gardner to ask her if there was indeed a train to Hoboken that you can get there with a subway token. She says, yes, there is. You may continue. Did I play at your place, Andrew? That might have been one of the only times I played it out. Oh, my goodness. That's so funny. Foreheads end up in stitches. That's a hard thing to say. That is such a mouthful. And trouble never fails to found me. That was such a great, fun for me twist of language. It was so fun. Rather than I could have easily said find me, but trouble never fails to found me. That's well, maybe it wasn't played there. His Vance t-shirt says bridge. That's pretty funny. I had a friend who years ago, I think I've told this story here before, but I'll tell it again. I had a friend years ago that would come to shows whenever she was local and occasionally bring her husband. Then she stopped bringing her husband. And then she came to this one show. And she would drive a couple hundred miles in either direction to see shows that when I was in an area, she'd come with friends. Sometimes she'd come alone. Her name was Ace, and very kind woman. And she came to this one show. She said, I needed to come to this show because I needed to get out of my house. And now that I'm out of my house, things will be so much better because this is the weekend from my husband or my now ex-husband to move his things out. And then I'll get to go home tonight and have the place to myself finally because he'll get the last of his stuff out. And so she hung out at the gig and everything else. She went on home and she came back to the gig the next day, to the next gig, wherever it was. And I said, how was that? And she said, it was a remarkable moment. In time, she said, I pulled up, and even though, we'd lived there for 15 years together, it was so strange. Everything seemed different to me. Everything was unfamiliar. Even the moon didn't look familiar to me. And I was like, thank you so much. And it wasn't even the moon for that song is sort of the root of that song. There's no particular thing about the moon, about that part of that song, but the thing that I remember her saying, she says, each step to the front door, each one seemed, as I was heading to the door with my key, each step got higher and higher as I went in. And that, believe it or not, became the core of that song. Unfamiliar Moon was just like your hook, as it were. But that last verse with that was the kind of linchpin for the song, that the steps seem to have shifted for her. And so let me leave you with this tonight. Again, found in translation, located in Boston. They get 10% if you decide to send me. Yeah, it is cool that the songs are about other people's experiences, Joan. What is so odd about them is that often, you know, if you're really doing your job, they don't necessarily have to be about your experience. Karen Schneiderman thinks that it will be performed by many artists. Well, we'll see. I'm supposed to be getting performed by Mike Posner, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, found in translation gives low-income bilingual women an opportunity for economic security using their language skills and helping to reduce racial, ethnic, and linguistic disparities in healthcare by unleashing bilingual talent into the workforce. So that's where that goes. And here's a song I was talking about. Unfamiliar Moon. Stars are out of place. Everything is new. Everything has changed. Like a baby child just has to cry when she sees it for the first time and she don't understand. Now then there's no you. Everything is new like this unfamiliar moon. That can't be our song. Those aren't the words I know. The melody's all wrong, but the DJ says that's how it goes. Like a child has to learn on his own. You get too close to a bird and she'll be gone. Now then there's no you. Everything is new. Unfamiliar moon. This can't be my house. How can this be home? I don't recognize it. Anymore. Each step to the front door is higher than I've known. It's like climbing up a mountain with now I climb alone. Now then there's no you. Everything is new like this unfamiliar mood. Now then there's no you. Everything is new like this unfamiliar moon. Wow, that night went by so quickly. That night went by with some quickosity. Hey, thanks for hanging. This was really a blast tonight. Whole bunch of people were missing, but I think they missed out. This was a blast. I'll do it again in a couple months. Yeah, I like doing this. This was great. Frank, I know I didn't get to Trust. I'll just play it next week. Next week will be a no agenda one. So maybe I'll even start with it. But thank you for hanging out. Again, scroll back a little bit to see Found in Translation, which is a play on Lost in Translation. And Craig, thank you for being the wrench tonight. I appreciate you, all you do for me. And yeah. I hope this was fun to talk about these tunes and run my mouth about them. These are strange times. Dying to know what it looks like with a black Christian Republican man running for president will look like in the future. That's very interesting in a macabre kind of way and wonderful way, I guess. We will see. But I'm just, I've never been more elated to do a thing than right now tonight to do this thing with you people. Craig says Tim Scott's campaign is already over. Well, I guess we'll see. This weekend, what am I doing this weekend? This weekend, I do not work. I from I think Friday through Sunday, I'll be in just outside of Middletown, New York, Wawayanda, New York, camping and flying model airplanes. And that'll be my first real model airplane fly thing of this stretch. I will come home Monday night, kind of dragging my butt, and then I'll do my mailer and let you folks know what I'm doing. For Kat, thank you so much. I'm going to try to put some cold things in that bag you gave me. I think it might keep some things cold for at least part of the day on Friday or Saturday. Oh, that's right. The week after, Ottawa, Tennessee is not this week, but next week. But this week, tomorrow night, I play for the Tufts Epidemiology conference. Yeah, honestly. So, I figured I need to have something topical and just not me. And I'll sing something like FAUCHA mRDNA or something. I'll have some fun with their thing. Do I need a proper cooler type bag? Not really. But yeah, this is and Beeson, every time you show up at a gig, you gift me with some things. I'm bringing my portable fan. I'm bringing my hot cup, and I'm not bringing that swoosh thing, the sleeping thing you gave me. But Bless you, dear woman, for taking such care of me. When you see me, you're just such a dear, and good on you for doing big business things in your last couple of days around um, black flies. Yeah, I think there's some spray in my yeah, yeah, Becca. I got a tent. I'm doing some tent camping. One of those. I got one of those tents. You go whoomp, one of those 3 second setup tents. Um, and I'm just wondering if it. I haven't seen anywhere where it said it needed a ground cloth. They are claiming such incredible waterproofness that maybe this thing doesn't need a ground cloth, which would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. I bought a inflatable cushion that you inflate with your foot, and I think it's too big for the tent, so we'll see how that works. I think I'll blow it up and then fold it, even if it breaks. I don't care. Glamour camping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I treat my hubbies right. You're so fun, cat. Um, we're yeah, I know I can put it under the tent. That's what it's about. But oh, you mean the cushion? Put the whole big cushion under the tent. Damn, Beeson, I didn't even think of that. Holy smokes. That girl is smart. Rather than trying to fight it into the and have it like curl up on the edges and breach the sides of the tent, which would make me wet inside. I want to stay dry inside the tent. So that's kind of. But I also I got to put batteries in my hat. I got a hat here that lights up. Yeah, this is for peeing at night. Oh snap! Stepping out the tent. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let your dove come out. Yeah, I like sleeping out in the, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Particularly setting up the tent that only takes 3 minutes, which is just a freak. I've test set it up. Yeah, I have a tarp, Becca. I do. I have a tarp, and but I'm really loving Beeson's idea of putting the whole cushion underneath the tent. Holy cannoli! Um, did you like that hat? That's a cool hat, isn't it? Though. Yeah, baby. I can do stuff with that hat. Watch out for bears. Oh, not where we are. Deer at most. It's a big sod farm, about a mile square. Yeah, I don't mind camping outside. All I need to do is be dry. Um, Craig says his method of camping is sitting in a car at the Duncan lot. Very funny. Black flies. Mandolin, can we please can we say flies of color? Thank you. Uh, yeah, I need to check and see if I have bug spray. I think I have some in my. I've got suntan lotion. I'm not sure if I have bug spray. I don't think the sun is going to be too bad this weekend, and I do burn. But I got some kind of DEET or something. I think there's some. There might be some just right in the back of the car. I will check on that. But I love all the prep. I love going to the. I went to the store today. I got like 3 cans of tuna. I got some big old cup of soups. I got a 6-pack of diet root beer. All right, it's actually a 10-pack, and those are my essentials. And some apples and things. It'll be fun. There's a bunch of us that will like cook stuff right out there. We used to go to one place, a diner, for dinner, and I'm sure a bunch of guys will go to the diner. But I'm going to stay on the field. Frank said he knew it was only a time when he said flies of color. No, Craig, no peanut butter Captain Crunch, not this trip, man. I'm trying to. I've lost about 10 pounds again, thank goodness, because I don't want to end up diapathetic. Yeah. Uh, my audio book right now, driving. What do you have? What do you, Mary Gaucher's book? Oh, Mary Gaucher's book is stupid good. It is just so amazing. I'm actually listening to. I'm actually listening to. Oh, what's his? The Charles Dickens. What is the name of the David Copperfield? Man, Dickens. Why did Dickens got to kill everybody, man? He's got to kill everybody, killing everybody off. I don't know how much more of it I can take. That I also started Wuthering Heights. I don't know how much more of that I can take. I think I want to use one of my free credits and download something that I can really have some joy with. I guess Barbara Kingsolver has a rewrite of David Copperfield called Demon Copperhead, and it's supposed to be great. Yeah, Dickens was dark as hell. I'm reading all the greats. Well, you know what? Joni Toole, MS, PhD, the greats can kiss my ass. I'm tired of just, oh my God. Oh my God. Sad ass English white people. What the hell? What the hell was it? Well, no wonder y'all went around conquering everything on the damn planet. They said, oh, let's do some reading. Oh, no, the hell with it. Let's just go conquer some shit. My God. I've never, it's just so depressing. You know, David Copperfield's mom died, and the baby died the same day. Why? They didn't even say why. The mom had been sick for a long time. So why did the baby die too? Why is his little brother? Shut up, man. Yeah, that's right. Moby Richard. Moby Richard. No, I started Moby Richard. That's why I call Moby Dick, because I don't want to be nasty. Moby Dick, man, Moby Dick. I got as far as Moby Dick where the guy was going down the dock and he went into the wrong room and it was a bunch of black people in church. And all of the black people in church scared the shit out of him. And he went running out of there and found something that he was more comfortable with, people that were going to kill a whale. So I was like, I said, you know what? Oh my God. No Moby Dick either. No, so yeah, I got part way through Moby Richard. I ain't doing it. Mandolin says, but invaluable for next time you find yourself whaling. Let's do that then. If I like dark books, try Wendy Vogel's Trouble the Water. Wendy wrote a book? Our Wendy wrote a book? I don't want dark books. I love Wendy. I don't want dark books. Kat says Moby Dick is the only book she's never finished. I fully understand it. Yeah, I'd rather read The Old Man in the Sea because you know it's going to be over quicker. So many. Wendy Vogel wrote books? Our Wendy Vogel is a book writer. I'll be damned. Karen Schneiderman says she hated Moby Dick. I had to read it 1,000 times in college. Why you had to read it so much? Wendy writes sci-fi. That's great. That's cool. So she must know John Scalzi, who I love. I've actually met him. Wuthering Heights. Yeah. I don't think I'm. Wendy Vogel writes sci-fi under D.W. Vogel. Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, Scalzi, he's a nice guy too. So, yeah, Dickens is, I can't deal. Yeah, he's just killing everybody dying. I'm just hoping he can make people disappear. Like that stepdad. You need to put his foot out and have that. That dude need to fall down some steps and break everything. That dude. Anybody recall Johnny Tremaine? I don't know that. I don't know what that is. But Great Expectations. Ugh, says Craig. God, look at me sitting here talking at the end of my show, talking about literature. Does Ellis Paul talk about literature at the end of his streams? No. I'm talking about serious literature. Just finished Remarkably Bright Creatures. Somebody else mentioned that. And I also did a podcast by a woman named Kat somebody or other, who's an anthropologist, and they were talking about the Vikings, and that sounded exciting. She won Science Book Award last year or something. I need to write that down because I'm just now remembering Kat Vikings. What was another one here? Remarkably Bright Creatures. What's that about, Becca? Remarkably Bright Creatures. What is Remarkably Bright Creatures about? Somebody tell me. I used to love Dave Barry. Edgar Allan Poe. There lies the beating of his hideous heart. What did I finish? Book written by about a woman physicist. Written by a woman. Written about a woman physicist. That was. Lessons in Chemistry. Oh my God. It is so well written. It's by Bonnie Garmus, Garmus. Lessons in Chemistry. Write it down. It's if you were a fan of Tom Robbins at all, this book is amazing. It is such a magnificent story. Yeah. So the Lessons in Chemistry was great. The Trees was horrible. The Sorrow of War was sad. The Swimmers by Julie Otsuka was horrible. These are books that were uncentered. There's a new style of writing where there's no real center to the writing. They write around sort of a post, and then they'll go off in a direction and stay in that direction, and it's very strange. Wuthering Heights. There's a book called Goering. I'm reading about the life of Hermann Goering. Please, don't even start with me. Philip K. Dick, A Scanner Darkly, which would be cool, but it's just dated enough that there are cars and radios, but no computers yet. And it just feels, it's like watching early 70s blaxploitation sci-fi something or other. So it's kind of disheartening. Well, what else is The Divine Miss Marble about Alice Marble, the tennis player? That was really well written. That was cool. And then some other really horrid things I have here on my list. It's a wonder I live to see another day when I drive. I love blaxploitation flicks too. I just watched Blackula a couple nights ago, and actually pretty well done, believe it or not. But Yeah. So, oh, I love this. As I'm running my mouth about books, the count is going up. More people are tuning in. Oh, he talking about books? What? Um, but yeah, I put my hat back on too because, gosh, I didn't realize that how far back that goes. Well, I have a very different image of myself in real life now. Um, Isabel Allende books. What are they about, Mandolin? I'd love to know. Next week, Vance reading shit. Yeah, right. Um, Very funny, Nancy. I look extinguished. If Beale Street could talk, who is that? I think I've heard about that book too. Um, so yeah, yeah, nothing like dead air, huh? If I don't even know what I want to ask you for, you could guys could PM me. Um, I don't even know what, but if you have other ideas for me to read while I'm driving, sometimes I just read a book while I'm driving. That's what guardrails are for. And then you feel that rumble strip, or you hear the guardrail scraping on the car. That's when you know to ease over a little bit to the left. That's what, and it's not a big deal. Why nobody make a big deal about that? Just read and drive. You can see plenty. You got two eyes, one reading, one driving. Piece of cake. James Baldwin, that old dead Negro. No. Uh, the Divine Bell and the Butterfly. People are just shouting names of shit now. Um, Karen Schneiderman, yes. What are you saying yes to? I don't know what you're saying yes to. Uh, Multiple generations family. She's from Chile. I don't read nothing about no Latina woman. Hell with her. She don't speak to me. What's the name of her book? Isabel. With a last name like Allende, I guess she better write something that's enjoyable, right? When you think about it, the complete Lenny Bruce. Yeah, that's no, Craig. 9. Um, Michael says he's seen people read newspapers on the road, right? Andy's having trouble. Andy, I'm just saying, spreading negativity about art. Come on now, a lot of these people are dead, Andy. Come on now. Uh, that's just how that is. Her uncle was the president of Chile who was overthrown by Pinochet. Oh, okay. So she is related. All right. Maria, what did you see? What are you talking about? Anyway, um, Andy getting upset because we saying bad things about art. Come on, bro. Come back. Not everybody's art is for everybody, and sometimes people need to know why. That's all. Clearly, all these great books are great books because they're great books, but it's if they don't speak to you, you know, that's how it goes. So yeah, Isabel Allende. What else you got? What else you got for me? D DW Vogel. That's Wendy, huh? All right. I'll look her up. Sometimes art is bad. Maybe Frank. Yeah, you're probably right. Sometimes art just isn't suitable. Sometimes art can enjoy to be like tagged and made fun of, like I'm doing. They're clearly great pieces of things. There's a word that I learned from Dickens in David Copperfield, and I just love it. About what you call a small bouquet of flowers on a lapel or in a little vase or in a little flower pot like this. It's called a nosegay. I love that word so much. Nosc. I'm going to type it in the thing here. I'd never heard it. Nosegay. I just think that it's so magnificent a word. It's just the greatest word ever. So, yeah, I love that word so much. Andy thinks think if something's not for you, that's where it should end. Nothing needs to be hated. Oh, you know, Andy, we're also speaking like kids do when they're forced to read something that is classic, but they don't want to, and it actually hurts. And that's what kids hate peas. Kids hate broccoli. Kids hate Dickens. So I'm going to stand by that, bro. You might have to just adjust a bit. Yeah, no, I just think that word is just such a great word. Andy, can we agree that nosegay is a great word? Or are you still spinning about the other thing? Come back to us, bud. So we're coming up on the. Yeah, I mean, I loved peas and broccoli too. I did, Nancy. I get you. Uh, yeah, I think the word hate is the thing that is the thorn in Andy's shoe. We can say something else than hate. Hate is a rough word to say about much of anything. See, this is what Donna's saying. I love to read, but I've always hated being forced to read something. Definitely sours me on the book. No, not its fault. You bet. Uh, and so much of there's a lot of privilege in being able to say you don't want to hate anything. Let's just put it that way too. Uh, there's some things sometimes that just make you hate stuff. That's just how that is. But to be able to say you dislike something, if it doesn't speak to you, that's all right. Well, here we go. Well, I ain't going to pull that thing out. I'm not philosophizing here. He will do what he wants to do. Cat Adams thought she didn't like veggies until she learned when they don't come from a can that they are yummy. Exactly. That's how I discovered asparagus. That's how I discovered, which was always overcooked in our house, and the bottoms never snapped off. Yeah, there's a lot of vegetables that Brussels sprouts is another one. When they're overcooked, they release sulfuric acid. I mean, and they just stink. And there's a lot of sulfur in them when they're overcooked, so it should never be overcooked. No one ever handed me a Brussels sprout like raw, like you might have like cabbage and coleslaw, something I probably would have loved it. I love them now. Didn't love them as a kid. Uh, Her and there, she introduced me to Brussels sprouts. Try them like this. And I was like, candy. Let's see. Brussels sprouts, grapes. Brussels sprouts, grapes. So, um, Andy says publicly, being on the spectrum, I'm ever sensitive to feeling I don't think or like the right things like everyone else. And when someone dislikes something I do, it makes me feel like I got it wrong. I hear you. We love you and good luck, because ideas are like anuses. Everybody has one, Andy, and they're going to be flung around. I wish for you your greatest of centers in the midst of the crowd, because you are loved here, sir. And I think that's a good place to bail out here. It's 9:30, and there's still 40 odd people hanging out here. The Dictionary of Lost Words. What is that from? Becca, tell me some more about that. Lots of people love those classics, though. There's nothing wrong with loving them. Yes, there is. There, I said it. Andy says, I wish everyone could like everything and everyone. I hope, no, Andy, I am going to leave us with your final thought, so you don't think it's wasted in the air. If you're going to spin it around to something that makes you anxious, you go ahead. But your last thought here, Andy says, I wish everyone could like everything and everyone. I know how naive that is, but that's me. And that should be all of us given half the chance.